GameSpeak, Jeff Grubb here. We're going to look at, well, this is Transformers. That's not what we're looking at right now. That's a different video. Today we are looking at the new Xbox One experience on the Xbox One. I just got it downloaded the other day. It is early, and I guess I should start off by pointing that out. When Microsoft got us into this early, it made it very clear that it's kind of in a beta, it's in a test state, so there's going to be things wrong with it. At the same time, that usually means bugs. That usually means things that are supposed to work and are not. And if we come across those, we'll point them out. You know, who knows, my Xbox One has just shut down completely because of this. And that's to be expected. That's not a slight against what's happening because it never did that before the update. I'm sure once the update gets pushed out to everyone in November, stuff like that's going to be rare. So for now, what we're going to talk about is not stuff that's broken. We're going to talk about what's different, because this stuff is probably not going to change very much between now and November. That's stuff like the way things are set up over here to the left, how you can get to your recent stuff down here by going down. We'll cover that stuff and talk about it, and I feel pretty comfortable with that because that's not going to change. This is the new Xbox One experience. This is how it's going to work from now on. So let's get right into it. My first thoughts. I've had it for a couple days now, and my first thoughts are everything is a little bit quicker and a little bit easier to get to. Let's start. This is the home page. This is going to be the page you see whenever you hit the Xbox button to kind of go home, like we were just in the game. We'll go there. We'll hit the Xbox button, and this is where we are. Now I'm gonna shut down Transformers just so the music stops. Okay, so first, let's talk about how quick everything is. I like that I can just kind of slide over here to the left, and that loaded in about 1 second. There's no like spinning emblem anymore. There's no loading sign. Things are just kind of working. That's a little bit better than what the Xbox One used to be like. Xbox One had a ton of features, and it took forever to use them, so who would ever do so? But this right here is just a lot quicker. So I'm already at my friends list, and you can see you saw how quickly it loaded from the game to this page, and then this would be just as quick. So it's going to take you very little time to check out your friends list. And let's see what's over here now. It's kind of, in terms of, and you can kind of see throughout this video just how quick everything's working. But let's kind of go through the menus we have here. I haven't gone through all this stuff like thoroughly. I was kind of saving it for this video. So let's kind of go through and I'll discover it along with you. So this is the friends list, as I was saying, and you can quickly jump between these menus just by staying on this bar by hitting left once. But if you hit left twice, now I'm actually over here and I'm in the friends list, making changes, selecting people, bothering my friends playing Rock Band 4, stuff like that. Maybe I can quickly send a party invite, change relationship. Ooh, Ashguy, you are my girlfriend now. How do I do that? Okay, can't do that. Can't add him as my girlfriend, so that's a feature they're gonna have to work on. Let's see here. So you can kind of just see it's quickly. Nothing's loading. Nothing's taking time to figure out what it's doing. So that's good. That's a good sign. That's one of the biggest things that I wanted to see. Back over here to the right. Head down one. Parties. The party system is here. I haven't used it too much. I think I'll try to give that a whirl tonight or maybe tomorrow and do a separate video just on how parties work. The message system, notifications, and the big thing here I like in notifications, again, these aren't huge changes. Everything's just organized better. And an example of that is social, 2 notifications. So these notifications are grouped now. And I could see that people are adding me as friends, things like that. And I could just clear these all in one get go. And you can see, let's see if there's any other group, but there's no other group notifications, but it's just, everything's a lot cleaner, takes up less space. You could see everything quicker. And again, it's just not loading. You don't have to worry about the loading times. And here's another thing. So people will we're always unsure about how to get the settings. Now you could see from this main menu off to the left, there's that little gear setting emblem. It's kind of universal now. I think it's the same emblem on my Android phone, which is not made by Microsoft. So I can just pop down here, and quickly I have several quick options that I might use the most, including restart and turn off console. But if I pop over here, I can also quickly turn my Connect mic off for chat if I don't want to use it, or on and off. But I could just quickly get to the settings, and that's going to load up. And you can see that settings actually looks quite different. Again, I think everything's just organized better here. Let's quickly kind of go through this. I'm not going to go through every little thing. Let's just kind of go down to System. And you could see that by getting there, I'm just navigating this menu on the left. Again, most of your main menus now, your main menus, thinking like Windows, are going to be over here to the left. And then you just quickly hit right, and now you're navigating a submenu. And everything's got these big blocky emblems to help you kind of quickly find what you're looking for. Storage, stuff like that. It's the same throughout this whole thing. And I found it much easier to kind of navigate. I especially found it easier than PlayStation 4's system settings right now. The way that's set up is still very confusing. It's hard to find specific things. Like the other day, I was trying to turn off the download, like featured content, automatically downloading that stuff. And it took me a second to find out where that was. I don't think I'm going to have the same problems here. Everything seems logical. And again, you can quickly see everything that is in the submenu by just scrolling up and down. That's very useful. All right, heading back to the front page. Let's not check out, let's check out this bar real quick. Let's just kind of see what else is here on this main area. These two areas looks like the two games I played the most recently. They're not the apps I've used most recently, I don't think, but they are the games I've used most recently. Elite Dangerous, Forza Motorsport 6. This right here, this looks like an advertisement place. Doesn't say, I think it used to say advertisement. It doesn't say that anymore. So that's a little bit annoying and frustrating. You kind of would want that to be, it's going to take me to go Xbox Live Gold, which I already have. Let's head back. Okay, now let's head down. First thing, before we kind of get into this list, let's look at this thing over here. This is like a little helpful token, kind of giving you an idea of what you should do and how you can do things. How do I find and play my Xbox 360 games? I knew how to do that on the old system. Let's see if it's the same here. So let's load that up. Let's see how long it takes. So you can see we are running into a loading screen.
You can play many of your Xbox 360 games on your Xbox One.
Sort of interactive thing.
If you own a digital copy of a game in the backward compatible catalog, it shows up automatically in the ready to install section on your Xbox.
Okay, let's back out. So here we are with I wonder if this is, because I did play Transformers Devastation last, so I'm not sure exactly if this will populate with your last two games. Maybe it's like your last two games that aren't appearing here. I'm not sure how that works. I'll have to investigate that more. So what I just said like 30 seconds ago is probably incorrect. But let's check out this list. This is all the stuff I've used most recently. And it'll go in order, and it'll quickly take you to everything. Like this will take me to TV, which won't work because I am HDCP'd out of it. But we can head back, and again, just head down this list and find everything very quickly. I like this a little bit better than what was here before. It was like, it would put your most recent thing in the big box, and it would sort of have this line of little blocks below that main area of the things you used most recently. This seems to make a bit more sense. You can also get a little bit more information, like I have one friend playing Transformers Devastation game DVR. This just gives you more options. It's more powerful, and again, it's faster. So this is something else that's a little bit different placement. This used to be over to the left, but now it is just kind of all glommed together down here at the bottom. So this, if you pin a lot of apps, a lot of games, this is where they'll show up, and you can, sort them out. You can also take your Smart Glass app and move them around and put them in particular places that you want. But it also puts my stuff and apps right here at the top left always. So you come down and you find your stuff that's pinned, but you can also quickly get to the rest of your stuff, which was something that was a little bit more difficult before. It took maybe one or two extra button presses. Now you could just quickly get to your whole list of games. You could see my big list of shame, really. My backlog. A few of these things I haven't even opened before. But yeah, so, and that was, again, pretty quick. It's loading. It's not taking forever. Let's see, and the pins load in there pretty quickly. So all that stuff is much better. Let's head back into Transformers Devastation to see how stuff works when we are in a game. Let me make sure that the volume's turned down on Transformers so I don't get drowned out. Hasbro Gaming. Let this load up. Well, let's see what we can do while we're doing this. See if I double tap. Nope, I didn't double tap. So I just double tapped the home or the Xbox button, and it brought up the menu. And this is the exact same menu you get on that front page when you hit left. So it's kind of the games. The Xbox new Xbox experience is sort of teaching you how to use its new menu system. It works a lot better, but it's also kind of guiding you and letting you know it's going to be sort of consistent throughout everything. So this sidebar, again, just brings up friends, party, messages, notifications, and settings. So those are the things you're going to want the most when you're playing. And I think there might be, and then you kind of go down here and you can see the Snap Center. And let's see how Snap works with something, if anything, will actually function with HDCP. I don't think so. Uplay. Let's see how Uplay works. All right, that's just like the normal old Snap. Of course, voice commands still work. Xbox unsnap. And by work, I mean, of course, they don't work because Connect. Xbox unsnap. There we go. Xbox go home. So all that stuff still works. Xbox watch ESPN. My Amazon Echo just yelled at me. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Jeez. All right. Well, that was a mess. Too many voice command things in my house. Okay, so let's get back. That's not going to work, of course, ESPN on this because, again, HTCP is locking it out. But I think that this kind of, well, here, this is not going to work, but I will show you that the OneGuide is actually much faster. So this will probably be the last thing I show, and I think this is one of the prime examples of how Xbox One is faster and sort of now finally finished. The OneGuide experience, you're probably not familiar with this. I bet a lot of you don't plug your cable into your Xbox One, and I understand that. I do. I love it. I love the voice commands. But things were slow before. I would say things like watch ESPN and stuff like that to change a channel every once in a while. But it's not how I did my main surfing. And I rarely, if ever, use the controller. But now, if I hit the X button, it quickly loads this guide that is synced up to my cable system. And if I hit the button, it should change the channel, 1640. You won't see that, again, because it's happening on the cable box side. And that video is not getting to here. But I actually really like this. This is super fast, and once it's loaded once, it loads quickly again. And I just hit X and B, and it goes back and forth super quick to bring it up. I can also, let's see here, if I hit, if I just keep going left, I can get different options like trending. And again, this loads fairly quickly. You know, it's not as quick as I like. It's not instant, but information was already popping up. Sports Center, and I could be reading that. And by the time I was done reading that, all the rest of the stuff was going to be fully loaded. So again, it's fast, it's useful, and it makes sense finally. At this point, I do lean towards Xbox One as an interface for video and for gaming over PlayStation 4, because PlayStation 4's system settings and stuff are just a bit too clunky and messy and simple and not as powerful. You don't get as much information as quickly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to go over before ending this video, and I don't think there is. So I guess we'll kind of call that a day. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. What am I talking about? Let's go through here. All right. So here's the top of here's the main page. Oh, I hit left. But that's not all there is. You can also go right, and you can go right by just scrolling Or, of course, you can hit the R bumper and shoot it right over here. And you get the community information. Share something to Xbox Live. I guess these are just videos that people have made. We won't watch those. OneGuide. And this is like a even more condensed and well, just dense source of information for what's on television, what's on various app channels, like it says right here, FX Now. This is stuff that I find myself using maybe a little bit more than before. I do like seeing trending on live TV. That's interesting. I still do have cable. Sports Center and NFL Live. I know that these are the things that most people are talking about, and I can hop on there and watch them. And these might be shows that I want to watch, and I forget that they're on. And once I see them on here, I can just click through, and the Xbox One will load them up and change my cable box to those channels. Same thing down here. These are a lot of shows that I might, or movies even, that I might forget about, and now I can just click through and I can watch them because, you know, I have Hulu Plus or Crackle's free. I don't have Telemundo now, although that sounds like fun. So again, it's just more information, faster, and all in one place. And then finally, there's the store, which it looks better, but it's a store. It's just trying to get you to buy stuff. I do like that I'm not clicking through on a button to sort of like see more stuff in the store. I just went over here. I clicked over right, and all of a sudden, here, watch the top of the screen. So right now you see home, community, one guy in store. If I hit the right bumper, it just automatically loads me into games. Boom, right there. Every game that's kind of like new and hot, right here at the top. I scroll down, I can get more. I can of course search, or I can browse all games. But I didn't have to click through a button. I just kind of scrolled over like I would before. But now everything's here, and I have all the information I need. But I can also just hit the button again, and these options weren't over here. It was just store. But now I've opened up the store, and it's sort of uncollapsed all these extra tabs, and I can quickly do the same for each category. Apps, movies and TV, and music, of course. Now, of course, if you don't, use those things, you don't have to go over there. It's just stop here at the games, and you're good to go. But I actually do think that will do it. Let me see what happens if I double-click the Xbox button from here. Okay, yeah, you can see I could still bring this menu up from anywhere. That's very useful, I think, because you might get a notification. Just double-click that. You can find out what it is right here, or you could see a friend came online quickly and just take action on that information. All right, I think that will do it though. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about all of this, if I missed something that you wanted me to look at, if there's some extra stuff, if you want me to take a closer look at anything, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll take care of all that stuff in a future video. I especially want to keep up because I believe that Microsoft will be adding new features to this in the coming weeks before the November launch. And as that comes, I will get the new videos out to all of you so you guys can figure out what to look forward with all this. Okay, I think that's going to do it. So thank you for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff. And I will catch you next time. Peace.